welcome to The Better Half. The holiday season is here, and on today's show we are getting you ready for the festivities. If you have parties, you're planning, you're going to, we have some great ideas for you. Some delicious appetizer recipes. We're making cocktails and mocktails. Plus we're going to take a look at this season's nail trends, and we all got ready for that segment. Well, let me introduce you to everybody. I'm Rachel Monick, your host. This is Heaven Daniels, wife of Mike Daniels. Rosie Sierra is here, girlfriend Andrew Corliss. And for the first time on the show, Bria Barclay, Don Barclay's wife. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. It's nice to be here finally.
We're gonna have fun today.
Sounds
good. We've got some glitz on. We're getting ready for the holiday parties. Yes. We already celebrated Thanksgiving and a big win. Yes. The Packers. What's it like watching the Packers these days? How exciting. And your men,
I was rocking at this game. People thought I was crazy.
What do you mean?
I was like this. I was like, I bundled up, so I'm like this.
No.
Because I was nervous.
I was sitting by Rosie, and her and Drew's family, they are a riot. They're screaming and jumping.
After the third quarter.
Okay, after the third quarter, but they were really into it.
And in Heaven, it looks like you were getting into it, too.
Always into it. Had to get I guess it's a Ussie.
It's a Ussie.
There was quite a few. I think I cut someone out, but we tried.
No, you got everyone.
That was a big group.
Yeah, Lauren's just a little bit cut out.
Yeah, she's a little cut out.
Yeah.
Well, and there was a question put to you guys when we were discussing what we're going to talk about today about going to the game. And it's not like you can really support all your family and friends who want to come to the games, right?
Yes.
You're limited in the tickets that you get?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. You get two tickets.
Two. And then you can buy two, and then
ask around.
Then you start badging all the other players like, hey, can I have your two tickets? And then
it's like a recruit.
Yeah.
Okay, do they ask you first? You gotta ask this person.
So I'll give you 4 this week, you give me 6
some next week.
Yeah.
And you're stuck out in the cold with everybody else too. No special treatment?
Nope. No special treatment.
But you get good seats.
Yeah. They do have a wives lounge.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice. It's there's TVs in there you can watch, and there's a little play area for the kids. So
yeah, because I told you.
That's nice for people that have kids that want to go to the games.
Or if you have your parents with you and you're like my mom that can't necessarily withstand the cold, they can go in there and warm up.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, at least they have something.
Yeah, that's Aiden's kingdom.
Yeah, girls only. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no guys allowed. Sorry.
So we have some pictures, I believe, that you have shared.
Oh, boy.
Can we start with the turkey? What is up?
You know what? I saw a turkey. I don't know. You guys seen it? It's like drinking a beer or something. And so me and my sister were cleaning the turkey, and I was like, I have an idea. And I just want to grab this stuff. And she told me to put the sunglasses on it. I wasn't going to do that, but
that's pretty.
That's Mike as a turkey.
Okay. And I'm sure he's okay with that, right?
Yeah, he's
good. You getting ready for the holidays, decorating?
Yes, I have already started my Christmas decor.
Fancy.
I'm trying to keep it classy this year, so we're doing a lot of gold and black, and then we've got some hints of red going on.
Kind of like your wedding, maybe?
Yeah, it's really sparkly in our house right now.
Kind of like your outfit today.
Yeah, same thing, black and gold. Yeah,
I like it.
That took a little bit. Me and my sister made that. I saw it at a place, and I asked the ladies, how do you make this? And then I spent an hour and a half making it at home.
You're so crafty.
Try to be.
Yeah, I think it's always good. On your front door. It's good when you learn to do something.
And I did make that.
That you think is hard and you do it. I think it's good.
So. Yeah.
And Bria, you're not even putting up a tree this year because you're traveling.
No, we are actually leaving in a couple of days to go to Michigan for my husband to get some extra rehab situation going on.
Because he's on IR right now.
Yes, he is on IR. He tore his ACL in training camp, so we've been consumed, this season with that, but. It's been nice. We have a little one at home, and so it's given him a little bit of extra time to, enjoy time with him. But it's hard. I mean, we love, I watch the games every Sunday. He's there every Sunday, and we want him to win just as much. But it is a little tough not seeing him out there on the field.
Well, this is your wedding picture. I know you shared a few pictures with us. When was this?
That was March of 2013. So it was
pretty.
Yeah, 2 years.
Wow.
Oh, you're still new.
Yeah, and that's our little Cooper. That was his 6-month picture. He's 8 months now.
Gosh, he's so cute.
He's our angel. He keeps us going. That was our family picture from this fall. That's our other little boy, Rocky.
I was gonna say, who's your other baby?
That's our other little baby, Rocky. He's our other little boy. And that was Cooper's first training camp. That was before Daddy decided to get hurt.
Wow.
So,
well, Cooper's going to be a big boy.
Yes.
I like that.
And
this is
that's our
darling.
Christmas picture. Oh,
seriously? Oh, it's darling.
Yeah,
But look at Rocky's face.
He's quite a little
Yeah,
man.
Rocky's like really posing.
Yeah, Rocky is like, he was a little scared of all the lights flashing and everything, but we figured it out, so.
Rocky's like, I can figure out where the camera is. Why can't this other one?
Yeah, and this other one was trying to eat all of the Christmas ornaments, and
Oh,
they would
gosh.
get a place, and then Rocky would move, so.
That is super,
Yeah,
super
usually how it
cute.
goes.
So you're originally from?
I'm originally from West Virginia. My husband's from Pittsburgh, and he went to West Virginia, so that's how we met.
That's how you met?
Yeah. And it's funny because Heaven is my next door neighbor, and
Yep.
she went to college in West Virginia
Like
too.
45 minutes from where Bria's from.
Yeah.
It's a small world.
It is a very small world.
Yes, and we're all Packers fans.
Exactly. That's for sure.
Well, how are you finding Green Bay?
I love it. I love it here. It's a lot like home. When I'll never forget when Donnie decided he was coming to Green Bay. Like, you know, he got the call or whatever. And I cried. I woke up the next morning and was crying. I was like, it's so far from home. Like, I've never been away from home. I felt so bad because I was like, you have the opportunity of a lifetime, and I'm crying.
Right.
And
you're picturing the frozen tundra.
yeah. But it's really turned out nice. Besides the coldness, it's nice. I love it here.
And your family gets up often,
Yeah,
right?
especially when Donnie's playing, we have somebody here every weekend. And even this year, I travel home a lot, and I might decide today I'm going home tomorrow. That's my style.
Load up the dog, load up the
Yeah,
kid.
we're out of here. We'll be back in a week.
Well, if you are planning any holiday parties, we've got some great appetizers. We're going to put you to work coming up. But before we do that, I really want to quick congratulate Sarah Shehau. I hope I said your name right, Sarah, from Kaukauna. She's the lucky winner of the new Donald Driver book, Quickie Stands Up to a Bully. So she played along in our contest. Congratulations, Sarah. Now let's talk about those fabulous appetizers. Amy is in the kitchen getting us ready for a holiday party. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Rachel. Hi, ladies. You can't go wrong serving shrimp cocktail at your holiday party. I'm going to show you how to make the best ever beer boiled shrimp, and I'm going to show you how to chill it and make the ultimate, seriously good homemade cocktail sauce to go with it. It's next on The Better Half, so stay with us. Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Amy Hatton, also known as the Cooking Mom, in the kitchen with Bria, who we were just chatting during the break. You love to cook.
Yes, I do.
Well, you're my kind of
enjoy
gal.
cooking.
You know, and I am not a chef. I am just a real mom in the trenches. And during the holidays, I like to look like a rock star. You know, I mean, who doesn't?
Yep,
That's
I hear
kind of
you.
my thing. I love the holidays. I love having people over. And I like to do it the easy way, though. And one of my game plans, one of my things that I like to do is get her done. As much as you can get done ahead of time.
I totally agree.
You know, who wants to be stuck in the kitchen during that
100%.
holiday party? And we've all had that party where we've been in the kitchen the whole time, and you're like, I'm never doing this again. So there's lots of make-aheads, lots of shortcuts. I also think that the holidays are the time to do a little special, get a little fancy, you know what I mean?
Get crazy.
Yeah, so you cannot go wrong with serving some sort of shrimp during the holidays, and one of the most inexpensive ways to do it is do a shrimp cocktail, because you know you don't need a whole shrimp, a pound of shrimp per person, just a few shrimp per person, and it looks so pretty, and it's always the first thing to go.
Yep,
You know what I mean?
it is.
And you can do it at home and save a lot of money, whether you order it out at a restaurant, it's outrageous. So shrimp cocktail, I'm going to take it to a whole new level. Bria, I'm going to show you how to
Sounds good.
beer boil it. And you can do this beer boil and chill it in your fridge up to 2 days before your party. I would say that would be a safe way to do it. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to go to the grocery store and buy the pre-done shrimp. No
Guilty.
flavor in that. You know what? I think we've all done that in a pinch, but it just doesn't even really taste like anything.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like
Just plain.
Yeah, it's very, very plain. This is going to have so much great flavor. So we're going to beer boil the shrimp with 2 bottles or cans of beer, whatever you have in the house. It doesn't have to be the fancy stuff. And on your way home from work, you can just stop by Quick Trip, pick up some of these ingredients. I know they've got beer, so just throw it in there.
2 for the shrimp, 4
Yep,
for you.
Yeah, exactly. And then a couple cups of water, just depends on how much you're doing. This recipe calls for 2 to 3 pounds of shrimp. So when you go buy the shrimp, you want to make sure you get the uncooked. Don't want to get the cooked shrimp. That's a big mistake. You also, if you want to make sure that it's peeled, but I like to have the tail on, it peeled and deveined with the tail on, and then you want a decent size shrimp. You know, you don't want those little salad shrimp. You want to actually have some substance to that shrimp. So in goes the beer, the water, and then we're going to add some great spices to it. So we've got 2 cloves of garlic, 2 bay leaves, some whole black peppercorns. So this is just going to really give it some great flavor in that liquid rather than just boiling it in water. This is celery seeds. Smell that. Really smells good. And this is something that's in that Old Bay
I was going to say, it
seafood
smells
seasoning.
just like Old Bay.
Yeah, so it's going to give that, this is kind of making our own homemade shrimp boil. And then we're going to do some fresh lemon slices. And it doesn't matter, you know, how thick or thin. Just throw those lemon slices in there. It's going to give it some great flavor. So I want to bring that to a boil. And then I'm going to add my shrimp right at the end. And that shrimp cooks like that, so you don't want to overcook the shrimp. So we're going to let that boil, and now we're going to make my seriously good homemade cocktail sauce that goes with this. Same thing where, you know what, you could pick up a pre-made cocktail sauce, but if you really want to wow them, it's just a few ingredients. You can make this 3 or 4 days before your party, park it in the fridge, and there's nothing like homemade cocktail sauce. Huge. Okay, so it starts out with ketchup. So we're just going to throw in some ketchup. And then the kind of the secret ingredient is a bottle of chili sauce, and this is you're going to find right in the ketchup aisle. It's basically kicked up ketchup. It's just got a lot more flavor. It's got some more seasonings and things like that. A little hard to get out of the jar, so I suggest at first get it going with a knife. So just kind of throw that knife in there and get it going, and then it should come out pretty easily after that. It's like you have to be a little patient to get the chili sauce out of the jar, but all, you know, good things. Sometimes you have to wait a little for it. Now, I'm a huge fan of horseradish, and you know, when you go to those fancy steakhouses in Chicago, their horseradish, it's got some kick to it. So yours at home, if you can take the heat, we want some kick to it too. So the recipe calls for about 1/2 cup, and this is just prepared. I'm going to get a knife to get this out. Horseradish sauce. You don't want to get like the horseradish cream sauce. You want to get just the real deal. So about 1/2 cup. If you are, you know, don't want it quite as strong in flavor, you could go less. But we want this, you know, I'm saying bring it on. Bring it on. Okay, so about 1/2 cup. And it looks like a lot, but I like that zingy flavor. Okay, so you can go ahead and start mixing that together if you would, Bria. And then a little bit of Worcestershire sauce.
Smells good.
If you really want to pack in some heat, we're going to add a little bit of hot sauce. Depends how hot you want it. But the horseradish, it's really more about the horseradish. And then we're going to do some fresh lemon zest. The zest of a whole small lemon, so lemon and seafood go so well together, and this is really going to add some great flavor to the sauce.
That's just the skin of the...
Yeah, just the zest. This is a handy tool. It's one of my favorites. It's called a microplane, and if you don't have one of these, put it on your Christmas list.
Sounds good.
They're like $10-15, and when it comes to, you know, grating Parmesan cheese, grating chocolate, getting zest out of lemons, oranges, and limes, this is the bomb. And then we're going to do some fresh lemon zest, or lemon juice, I should say. So I'm just checking on my water here. It's starting to boil. So at this point, I'm going to put in my 2 to 3 pounds of, this is peeled, deveined, uncooked tail-on shrimp. A lot of times I'll buy it when it goes on sale in the frozen, you know, 2 pounds of frozen shrimp, and then just pull out what you need when you need it. So you defrost the shrimp in that case. And then this is going to, the minute this turns pink, it's done. We're going to drain it and then get it into a refrigerator to chill. It's also actually in the summer, or even in, you know, during the holidays, if you want to do a warm shrimp boil, that's really nice to do too. Good. But for parties, I like to have it chilled and done and kind of on my platter.
It's everyone's favorite.
Yeah, it really is. It's the first to go. It's, you know, kind of fancy. So here we have it. Here's our shrimp, all pretty, all pink and beautiful. It's going to have so much great flavor as opposed to this pre-boiled kind with the seriously good cocktail sauce, and it is to die for. I can hardly wait for the ladies to try it. Yeah, I think the ladies are going to like this one. But what's this about you guys getting your nails done while we're here in the kitchen slaving away?
Yes, indeed. When you're eating that shrimp, you want your fingers to look good, right? This is Bobby Annenson from Salon Professional Academy in Appleton. Yep. Welcome to the show, Bobby.
Thank you.
We're talking nail trends, and you know these ladies always come with their nails done. Or today you didn't, but we got you.
Today it was.
We made it happen.
Yeah, you made it happen for me, because.
Show off your nails.
I love sparkle, animal print. I usually have something outrageous on my nails, but that's just my style.
And then Rosie and I today have kind of a similar look, and it's the little sparkles on the ends of them.
Oh, cute.
And these nails are courtesy of Bobby. So let's talk a little bit about the new nail polishes and the trends that are out there.
Actually, right now, doing the cheetah prints, a lot of glitz and glimmer is very, very popular. Making them so they're not solid colors on your hands anymore, doing different styles.
It's just fun, too.
Nail art is a huge thing right now.
So you did, these are the colors that we're wearing today and using, but you have these 3 trends to talk about.
Yeah, the 2 on the ends are more of an ombre style. Ombre with hair is very popular, and now they started doing it with the nails as well.
And then the polka dots in the middle.
The polka dots is just something fun, decorative, used a lot of the holiday colors, and you know, it just kind of gives that little accent to the nails.
Well, you want to finish me up here?
I do.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about what you've done with my nails so far and what you're doing with this one.
First, what we did is we did 2 coats of the gold, and then this has just got some glitter in
Is it tricky
with
to
it.
put on there?
It is a little bit. You have to make sure that you have a few of those glitter pieces on your on the brush so that it comes out. And if they're a little different, it's not a big deal. It looks great. Whether you get it nice and even or not, having them a little bit different. Now this one, it didn't have as much on there, but you still got a little glitz and glimmer to your
and you
nail.
could dip back in and try to get a big chunk of glitter on there if you wanted to.
And we've done that this morning already, so yeah, it's been great. It's
Isn't that fun? And all glitter. I keep looking at my hands thinking
And it's
something's
quick
wrong.
and it's easy
they're
and you
done.
jazz your nails up.
I like the polka dot.
Absolutely, and you know, this is something that anyone at home can go ahead and do to their nails, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, let's show. We've got one more to show you. We're going to see if we can get through it. But take a look at this nail. Your nails are kind of creepy here to me, aren't they? They're like
Pretty fingers.
But look at that. What do you call that?
That's marbling technique, and it's a great way to accent the nails.
Okay.
It's a little time consuming if you're doing a lot of them, and what you need to do is just kind of prep a nail
Okay, like this one here, and you have the white background.
with a solid color. It can be any solid color that you're even using, and then you want to tape the finger so you don't get the polish all over the place.
Okay.
What you do is you take distilled water. Tap water sometimes has minerals in it, and it kind of messes with the polish.
Distilled.
Yep, and you just kind of drop it into the water, and you use all the different colors and create a circle until the circle kind of runs out of room for color.
Have you seen this before?
I have seen it, but this is not in person.
It's a lot of fun to play with. You can add as many colors as you want. I chose a lot of the holiday colors.
It looks so pretty in there.
Sometimes you got to play with it a little bit.
Can't drink it,
but
Rachel.
Yeah, don't drink it.
I just want to take a picture of it.
So you just kind of keep going and just kind of intermix all of your colors till that dot is like all filled in. This one's pretty close.
Okay.
Then you just want to take an orange wood stick or a stick to kind of create a little bit of fun in there.
Oh,
wow.
And then you take your nail, and obviously this would be a person. You kind of dip it in there, and then you use this to kind of clean up the excess around it. And then when you bring it out, you've got something all kinds of fun and decorative in there.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that is so neat.
Yeah, and then the cleanup is just taking the tape off of it and cleaning up around the nail a little bit.
Wow, that is so cool.
Wow.
So yeah, that would be a little time consuming.
A little bit.
You could
some
do
of
one on
these-
each hand.
Yeah.
Well, and I
The
think
accent
that's a
nails.
trend too, right? Just to do one accent.
Yep, one accent, or you can do a couple of them like your cheetah print is.
Yeah.
You can do those with the marbling and then solid colors and glitz added to it. So yeah, it's a lot of fun to play around with.
That feels so festive. These guys have been asking for a nail segment, and I'm like, there you go. Bobby, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Happy
ladies.
holidays.
It
and
was fun.
Thanks for giving us a little glitz and glam today.
Awesome.
All set for the holidays.
Now we're all set for a cocktail or a mocktail. We've got both everybody covered today. Coming up next, we're going to get you ready to sip some cocktails and mocktails over the holidays. We'll be right back. You're watching The Better Half.
The better.
Welcome back to The Better Half. It's happy hour. Woo! Tony Oshis is here. He owns the Libertine in downtown Green Bay on Washington Street. So if you're in town for the game, go visit Tony at the Libertine. And he's really mastered the craft cocktail, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
A lot. Thank you. Very good to see you too. Thank you for having me.
And now we're talking about holiday parties and kind of impressing your guests and being festive. What did you bring to the table today?
Well, we're going to bring something for the cocktail drinkers, and then some non-alcoholic, you know, if you're the driver or if you just want something a little bit lighter for the holiday. So we're going to start off with a classic cocktail. It's called the Negroni. It's an Italian cocktail. It's going to be equal parts. We're going to use Campari, an Italian liqueur, good London dry gin, and then some good vermouth too. I always tell everybody get the smaller bottles if you're not running through a lot of vermouth, because it will go bad eventually.
Okay.
So really easy to make, and it's going to be slightly bitter for all those holiday meals, which will help settle our stomach.
Oh, see? It's medicinal. Perfect.
So absolutely. There's an old saying that says the bitter is good for your liver and the gin is bad for you, so it balances each other out.
It balances out. All right.
Absolutely. So it's real easy, equal parts, and we're going to mix it just in a pint glass. You can do it at home. We have all the fancy stuff here, but you can do it with a straw, or if you have a chopstick at home, that works great too. Equal parts, 1 ounce, 1 ounce, and of course, 1 ounce. Use good vermouth too. Campari Antica, Dolan is great. Sazzano is a little bit less expensive, but I think you'll notice the difference when you use better vermouths. So, and
Y'all sound so fancy.
I know. It's a great holiday color too. So with this cocktail, anything that's pure spirits compared to fruit juice, we're always going to stir. We can control the dilution a little bit better. We don't want to water our cocktail down too much. As
It's
well,
a science, isn't it?
somewhat, yeah.
For sure.
As well as we don't want to introduce any oxygen into the cocktail. We want it to be nice and silky and smooth. And you can do this in just a regular pint glass. Square glasses don't work that well, obviously when you're trying to stir, but we'll have her stir it.
I wish I had a little spoon like that.
I just learned this fancy stirring. Not sure if I'm doing it right.
And you want to stir it, you know, typically if you're holding the glass, you want to stir it until you feel it's cold enough for your guests or yourself. I mean, you don't want to be sipping warm booze.
How's that?
We'll work with that. That'll be great.
It's perfectly chilled, Kevin.
Perfectly chilled.
Yes.
Great job.
Thank you.
And in this case too, we're going to put this one, because it's going to be a sipper, on
It's
a
a
big
sipper.
on a big rock. It is a sipper. It is a very spirit-forward or spirit-driven cocktail. And you can buy these online. They're great. We use them down at the bar for when we really have to pump out some more ice cubes, because we normally chop them off of real big blocks. But these are great for your home bar. I use them at home.
Yep, very cool.
If you have a Manhattan or a Scotch on the rocks, do the bigger the ice, the better. Less surface area, less dilution.
Nice.
So we'll take it, and of course,
Especially if you're having a small dinner party and everybody just wants a nice cocktail to start out with, because it is kind of labor intensive, it seems.
it is. And if you have, you know, some of these tools at home, or you have kind of the setup at home, I think it's a great interactive. You know, people start mixing their own cocktails, and it's kind
you're
of
learning from each other.
Yeah, and it's a luxury too, and it's not something. It's not just a Jack and Coke or something like that. It's something that you really get involved in. So, the final step, we just take a normal vegetable peeler and take just the zest. The less white, the better. I got a little bit of white here, and then we're just going to spray it over the top of our cocktail. Because if you put out your hand and you spray it and you smell your hand, it smells real perfumey. You get that orange oil.
Tony, we are running out of time, and I want to get to that mocktail.
Sure.
Is that one? Are we good with that one?
Sure,
Okay.
we'll do this real quick. This is going to be easy. It's going to be fresh lime juice. Fresh is always best. We'll do an ounce of that. We're going to do 1.5 ounces of pine syrup. Just go and pick some pine boughs off of your tree.
Seriously?
Yep, and then dilute it with, simmer it with equal parts water and sugar to make a simple syrup.
Wow.
We're going to do a dash of mint bitters. Mint isn't necessarily around this time of year, so it's going to bring in that nice minty flavor.
Sure.
Along with the cucumber. You want to muddle some cucumber as well, and we'll do that in just a sec. We're going to top it with some seltzer water.
Oh, it looks
very
festive.
pretty, yeah.
You have the
Looks
red
good
one and the
already.
green one.
And then what we'll do is we'll just take a few slices and we'll muddle that up to kind of extract some of the juice.
Cucumber is a refreshing drink, and you give your guests who can't have the cocktail that night something really nice to sip.
And you can do this in the bottom of the glass to start too. It might be a little bit easier.
And what do you call this one?
This is just going to be a cucumber cooler.
Oh, Tony, thank you so much. We'll have both of these recipes eventually posted on our website. So be sure to check those if you're having a holiday party. And visit Tony at the Libertine in downtown Green Bay. And the ladies will slowly sip these for the rest of the show. Coming up, we have a gift idea for you. And we're going to show you how a sewing machine can do so much more than just sewing. You're watching The Better Half. Welcome back, and you know, if you've been a fan of the show this season, each week on The Better Half we have our Pet of the Week contest, and we highlight a pet during the show. If your pet is picked as the week's winner, you'll win a $50 gift certificate to a local veterinarian in your community. So let's get to the pets. Here's a couple of pictures for you. Our first pet is Bryn. She is a 2-year-old Vizsla.
Look at the seatbelt.
I love it. And check out this pack. It's Rain, Corbell, and Fiona. They love the Green Bay Packers. Aww. And our winner this week is Lulu. Isn't she cute?
That is priceless.
Oh, with the little cheese head on there. Now you can submit your photos to the Better Half Facebook page, Twitter page, or email petoftheweek@thebetterhalf.tv. To find the right vet for your pet, go to WVMA.org and click on Resources to find a WVMA member veterinarian near you. And now it's time to get a little crafty this morning. Mikey Stencil is here from Life's a Stitch in De Pere. It is where Rosie Sierra spends all of her spare time, right?
I try.
Yeah, and then they kick her out. Hi, welcome back to the show, Mikey.
Well, thank you for having us.
So this is really special. We're going to show you what a sewing machine can do besides sewing.
Correct. So with our new line of machines, we have several of them that actually can take design work tools. So instead of having a needle and thread, you can actually put a blade and you can do some cut work. So you can cut actually wood, and you can also cut fabric.
Yeah, hold this up.
Yeah.
You went through many layers too.
At the same
time.
time.
So a blade goes on there instead of a needle.
Instead of a needle. And then we also have a punch work tool where it would punch out a template, and then we can put crystals and we can really bling ourselves up.
Wow.
And put it on, you know, clothes and sweatshirts and stuff.
And what's it hooked up with now?
Is the paintwork tool. So instead of a needle, we have a paintwork tool. We actually have a marker, and we're going to get going on this.
Yeah.
So instead of sewing, we're actually just drawing, and you can draw on fabric and you can put it on, like today we're doing it on paper to do some of our own stationery, but we actually have some plates done too, so you can have a whole ensemble of your dishes matching your invitation, matching your thank you gift. So,
show that plate.
So we have this plate.
You put that plate under there and it did this?
Yep, because we have, in our hoop we have something that's called a sticky stabilizer, so it's like a sticker that you can actually stick this plate on and it won't move. So anything that's actually flat, you can actually draw on now, and you don't have to be an artist.
A great idea for a gift or even for your home decoration. So you just go to the store, get some nice, you know, affordable plates and just decorate.
Yeah, so.
I like the G one. There's a G plate.
Well, you know what you could do too? Oh, that's cool. Get whoever's coming to your dinner party, make their initial on their plate.
Yeah, and you just you would just stick this in the oven. I mean, it doesn't. You can use fabric markers, but you can use any type of marker. So you can use a regular Sharpie marker, and then just heat set it, so then it would be safe to eat on.
This way is so much neater. You know, so you should get one of these.
What's the learning curve at something like this?
After you get over the fear of taking the needle out and not sewing with thread, actually it's really quick, because really you're just loading a design and pressing a button.
And they offer classes too, so if you ever find yourself in a little pinch there, you just give them a call and they'll help you. They help me.
I love it. There is a card over there too where you did some of the cutout work and you actually did some sewing embroidery right on the card.
Yep. So yes. So you can use that with any embroidery tool, any embroidery sewing machine. It doesn't have to just be a Bernina. If you can do embroidery, you can actually use paper and embroider on a card.
Voila!
Beautiful.
Done.
So
look how beautiful that is.
I think we can see.
Oh, I was gonna say. Rip it. Actually, let me just take this off.
Okay.
So easy, see?
And then even here, there's just some other ideas of what you can do. If you did it on paper, you could add it, cut it out and add it.
Look at
and
that.
there on a bag. And here's your G that we just did right there on the Better Half.
Yes.
Fantastic. Mikey, thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having us.
So many great ideas for the holidays already, so we appreciate it. And again, it's Life's a Stitch in De Pere.
Yes.
Just give Rosie a call. She'll
Check
show
it
you how
out.
to get it.
Facebook me, yeah. I'm here. Let me know.
Coming up on The Better Half, another quick and easy appetizer for your holiday party. Don't go anywhere. You're watching The Better Half. Welcome back to The Better Half. The show's a platform for our wives to talk about some of the causes and organizations that are important to them. Rachel Abrederis is back to talk about More Precious Than Rubies, and the founder and director of More Precious Than Rubies in the Green Bay area, Sarah Bose, is here. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Rachel, why this? Why More Precious Than Rubies?
It's just such a really a topic that's so close to my heart, because you think about how many women and children and men or little boys that have been within human trafficking across the country. And I just don't think there's enough awareness of how prevalent it is within Wisconsin.
So we're talking about human trafficking. Sarah, what does that mean?
Okay, human trafficking is the second largest and fastest growing crime industry in the United States right now. There are 200,000 children affected every year.
Now, you said there's labor trafficking, sex trafficking, and it's the sex trafficking that you deal with. And give us an idea of how bad of a situation it is.
Well,
big of a problem is what I mean.
Yes, every county in Wisconsin has reported a human trafficking, at least one human trafficking situation at some point in time.
And so what do you do? What do you do for these people?
Well, we...
That's okay. I know it's kind of a hard topic to talk about. But do you reach out to them? How do you find these people?
Yeah, we started by going to different areas where human trafficking was likely to occur, and just reach out to the people working there or hanging around in the area.
Do you offer like resources? Like what do you offer?
Yes. What we do is we want to reach, serve, and equip anybody that's in the industry or being affected by commercial sexual exploitation or domestic trafficking. So in that process, we will, it's very victim-led. Whatever they need, whatever their desires or needs are, we try to tailor a program for them.
To help them cope with it?
Yes, so sometimes it will be different classes, life skills classes. Other times it will be a Bible study and just a bunch of friends getting together. We have a time where we get together every single week to have coffee and just be girlfriends and chat it up.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Yes.
What's the age range of girls you're finding?
Well, the average age of entry is between 12 and 14.
My goodness.
We have most of our experiences with girls either from their early teens all the way through their mid-50s.
Were you just shocked, Rachel, when you heard these statistics?
Absolutely. And I just don't think people realize that it's happening right in our neighborhoods.
Not in our community.
Right. And it's just bringing the awareness so people know what they can be doing to be out there to help those types of things. So.
And they really need someone to turn to that can help them, like you said, with the resources. I also noticed on your Facebook page you share some stories without giving anybody's identity away, just to see that there are real stories out there in our community, but you also do some fundraising.
We do, we do. We've recently made, we got a bunch of people together and made some jewelry, and we're selling those online, and we're going to do that again. And it was a lot of fun. I think the people who came together to make the jewelry, we just had a blast, and just raising awareness and getting together again as a bunch of girlfriends and chatting, and that's just therapeutic for all of us.
Well, just by being here, you helped raise awareness, and Rachel, you did your part by telling us all about it. So any final words you want people to know about what they can do?
I mean, I would say even just check out the website. You can check them out on Facebook as well, and even just see if you are interested in getting involved at all. There are simple ways from even just specifically, like, you can work directly with the women, but I'm on like a prayer team and a meal team if there's someone who needs just something like comfort. So yeah, there's so many different ways you can get involved.
Or even purchasing the jewelry you made. I think that can help.
Absolutely, that's a good start.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I found out just by searching on Facebook, More Precious Than Rubies, and we'll put links on the Better Half website and Facebook page. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. You are watching The Better Half. I'm Amy Hatton, also known as the Cooking Mom, back making some more great holiday party hors d'oeuvres with Bria. I love hors d'oeuvre parties, you know. I think that's a way to entertain during the holidays. You don't have to do a full sit-down dinner.
It's becoming more popular, definitely, with more of the hors d'oeuvres than the meals.
I agree. Just a whole bunch of really nice munchies. Put them out on your dining room table or your kitchen island, and let everybody have at it. Earlier we did this wonderful beer boiled shrimp with the homemade Seriously Good shrimp cocktail sauce. I can hardly wait for the ladies to try that. And the shrimp, you can probably see in there some of the seasonings that we boiled it with, and that makes all the difference in the world. And that homemade cocktail sauce is so good. So Bria, for holiday parties, one of my tips that I like to do is not only cold hors d'oeuvres, so something like this, and a veggie and dip tray is also really important to have out for those people eating healthy, but a mix of hot and cold, especially here in Wisconsin when it's cold outside. If you do all cold hors d'oeuvres, that's no good.
Exactly.
Got to do something warm and toasty. So this is kind of an elegant twist on everyone's favorite, an artichoke dip. So a lot of times you'll see a nice big casserole of artichoke dip, which is great, but once one person dips into it, it doesn't look so pretty.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It looks really pretty when you put it out of the oven, put it on your buffet, and then people are at it and it looks like a train wreck. So this is an elegant way, if you like the flavors of an artichoke dip, which I happen to love. Do you like that? Like a spinach artichoke dip?
We get it for an appetizer every restaurant.
Me too, me too. You see that on the menu, order it. So this is an elegant way to do it, something that like maybe a fancy caterer, a way that they would do it, and you can totally do it at home. So I'm gonna first have you cut. This is a loaf of crusty French bread, and if it's like a day-old bread, even better, into these. And appetizers too should be 1 or 2 bites. You don't want
Nothing
to have
too
to do.
big.
You don't have to deal with knives and forks. Just put out some napkins. So if you cut it on the bias, it looks really nice like this. You don't have to do that. So about like that thick width.
Okay.
And this happens to be a bread knife, which works really great for that crusty, getting through that crusty baguette. So I'll go ahead and let you slice that. So next, the recipe calls for a can of artichoke hearts, and I love to use the marinated artichoke hearts for a little bit of extra flavor in this dish. But these are packed in an oil, so I want to drain that oil and get it out of there. So I'm just using a kitchen colander. They'll still have some nice flavor, but the dish won't be really oily. And then I'm going to just give them a rough chop on my cutting board.
Is that good, or you want the whole way?
1 or 2 more. These ladies are hungry, so And
Sounds
for a cocktail
good to me.
party, you want to be able to keep, having these done and bringing them out of the oven every once in a while. So
The more the merrier.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't want it. There's nothing worse than, and I think this has all happened to us before, where you've been to an hors d'oeuvre party like this, and then you have to hit a fast food restaurant on the way home.
Yeah,
because
you're
there
starving.
just wasn't quite enough
That's
to
normally
eat.
my husband.
Yeah, so you want to make sure that your guests don't have to do that. There's a mix of hot and cold and plenty of hearty food too, besides the lighter stuff. Okay, so artichokes are all chopped up. Then in a bowl, I'm going to add to my artichoke hearts a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise and a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. So this is an easy breezy recipe. And this part of it, the Parmesan and the mayo part, you can have this made up to 2 to 3 days ahead, park it in your fridge, and then bake these off right before your guests get there. This is one of those you want them warm though. You want these warm out of the oven for sure. So that's it. 1/2 cup each of the real mayo. We don't want to use the light, and we don't want to use the sweetened, jar, the salad dressing stuff. You want to actually use real mayonnaise and the Parmesan cheese. So we were talking about some Christmas traditions. We talked about that you love to cook, Bria.
Yes.
So what is the one or 2 things that you guys do over the holidays that's a traditional thing?
I really look forward every Christmas to my grandma's pierogies. She makes homemade pierogies.
Yum.
She does the cheese, the potato, the sauerkraut. My favorite's the sauerkraut. So this past Christmas, we had family here, and I cooked Christmas dinner for the first time. And I finally got to make the homemade pierogies, and they were amazing.
A lot of work though, are they?
Yeah, they're a lot of work.
Labor-intensive.
The dough, let it rise, and then having to flatten it out, make your sauerkraut, and so yeah, that's what I look forward to at
And you know what?
Christmas time,
Like
pierogies.
traditional dishes like that are such a wonderful thing to serve
They
at
are, and
holiday
it's
parties.
it's nice that my grandma was here to be able to teach me and stuff. I'm not a huge baker, so that's not really my specialty. I'll just be quite honest.
That's okay, and trying new recipes and using those family recipes. On every cookbook I signed, Cook Up Some Memories, I was trying to figure out what to say, and for me, cooking isn't just about the food. It's about cooking up my grandmother's dishes and cooking with my
Being
daughter.
able to carry it on.
Yeah, and one day I bet you'll be in there with your son making, you know, the
He
pierogies
tries
or
with the measuring cups of banging them on the floor in the cabinets. But
that's what it's all
we're not
about.
cooking
That's
yet.
what it's all about. So now you want to take a generous amount of this, basically spread, the artichoke and the Parmesan cheese and the mayo spread, and then these are a real quick bake. You pop these in the oven, and they are done in like 10 minutes. You just want the bread to get a little bit warm and crusty, and then the top gets golden, and it's just, you can't stop eating these. And then you can basically have this spread and pop back into the kitchen real quick, make up a couple more of these. One of the tricks that caterers do is they don't overfill their platters, or they use a lot of platters. So in this case, we've got, so we're gonna just pop these. I'll just keep making them and we'll pop them in the oven. And I wanna show you what they look like when they come out. So in this case, we have a really pretty white platter, which is, you know, you can't go wrong with a pretty white platter. And we want plenty of what they call white space. So see how the artichoke, the spread just pops right up and gets golden. You can put a little parsley on the top if you wanted to. And let me tell you, these are so elegant and delicious, and they look so pretty all lined up on a tray like this.
I like those better than the big bowls of artichoke dip.
They do.
Yeah.
It looks so pretty. You know, for the holidays, like I said.
We're
you
here.
guys hungry? I knew it.
Yes.
I knew you showed up. And
They look
smell
beautiful.
Aren't they? They look like your
Yes.
party was catered. And a key to doing that is, again, really pretty white platters. Keep it simple. You can keep refilling these.
Yep.
You see the herbs too.
Yeah,
you know,
a
the
little bit of
seasonings.
green and the lemon. So, you guys hungry?
Yeah.
I'm going to warn you to just let those cool off a little bit,
Okay,
but dive in
let's
and
try
have some
that.
shrimp.
I know you've
Yeah,
been dying for the shrimp,
for sure.
Rosie.
I've been like a little kid in the candy store. You should have saw me.
I know you put some hot sauce in there.
A lot of horseradish. I'm all about the horseradish. So
It's delicious.
really good. What a difference
really
it makes to boil your own
cocktail
shrimp,
sauce
make
is
your own
amazing.
cocktail sauce. I'm glad you like it. Once these cool off, you're gonna love these too. Yeah.
We'll be right back. You're watching The Better Half.
This is really good.
Yeah, good and gone. I can tell the ladies liked it. And, I mean, it's like, you know, 4 ingredients. So
one of those moments you have to go back in the kitchen and make a little more, like you were talking about. Yeah,
exactly. But so
So
easy,
good.
breezy. And you guys gobbled my shrimp right down too.
It's been a long show. We got our nails done.
Next week, Rosie is baking some holiday treats. So
looking
can
forward
hardly
to
wait.
that.
Yes.
Some of our favorites.
Well, we'll see you then. Bria, thanks for being on the
Thank
show.
you so much.
Yeah.
It's been a blast.
And we'll see you all next time on The Better Half.